this did Latinos start hip hop? I just heard this story about this guy was talking on his YouTube channel. I'm gonna try to put the link in the description so y'all can see it yourself. But what he was talking about was unique. He said that back in the day, it was a guy named Baton. I think his last name is Baton. He was a Puerto Rican dude. Or he wasn't Puerto Rican. He was like let's say a Latino person. And he did a thing called like salsa, not salsa. What's that stuff they do on the drums and shit like this? Like, back in the city shit. He was like one of the people that was really influential and making music and all that shit. At one point, he was about to be on TV. Congo was this kind of beat, the Congo kind of drums and shit like that. He was real big in the '60s, so he was about to get on TV and make it, and like he was gonna be and probably get a record deal and all that shit. And some people from the Puerto Rican community called to the Pasquis channel, whatever, in the state, and said, "Yo, hey, y'all can't put him on TV. You can't put him on TV." And they like, what you talking about? We got a show for the star. They said he's not Puerto Rican. Drums come from our culture, and that guy's just Latino. He can't represent us because we're Puerto Rican, and he's not Puerto Rican. So PBS at that time was like, well, we just not put the show out. So dude fell off. He was like, what you mean y'all ain't gonna put the show out? I'm gonna come up this moment. I've been beating the Congos for years. I'm known. I'm out here. And they was like, nah, all that drama, we don't want that drama on our watch. So he fell off. So he did an interview about it back then. He did interviews about it back now. Maybe he passed away or he older guy and all that stuff. So then you hear about these other people today who's trying to say that Latinos have something to do with hip hop, but they're trying to, I guess, wedge themselves into the career space of who made hip hop. We all know it's black. We all know that black people made that other stuff, but people be talking about it from a Puerto Rican perspective or a Latino perspective, and we know that they came in later on after the creation, just like anything else. The house was created, and then you came in later when you bought it or moved in. And so sometimes, but the question with that guy's YouTube channel was how can those people try to put themselves into hip hop if they was trying to kick this guy out of their Congo making music back then? Black people have always been inclusive with hip hop. We've always let anybody because it's art, it's music, it's fun, and all that. Not putting a wall up against anybody saying you be a part of this or any of that. What?
I need to move over there.
Go ahead. So anyway, the question was, how is this going to make hip hop be something that is kept for the children or passed on if other culture couldn't be a part of it? And so nobody in the black community does not want other cultures to be a part of hip hop. But when you look at the history of the Congos and it's in the '60s and stuff like that, you see that some of those people, not all of them, was trying to stop this guy from being in the music world, which is the world that he make music in with Congos and stuff like that. So then the question was begged, I guess, and asked, like, why would they treat that brother like that if he's supposed to be like one of them? You know what I'm saying? Or even if he's not actually Puerto Rican, but he's supposed to be Latino and all that stuff, why would they stop him? Now, I'm not saying people today is like that, but this is the people from the past, the people that was trying to stop that guy from being in the music. His name is Baton. His last name is Baton. So you can look him up with the Congos. He's famous in the world of Congo, stuff like that. So I'm sure you'll find him if you look him up. But I'm sure, but this hurt him. This is the reason why I mentioned in the story, because this hurt that guy. He felt like his career was off, and here come the people throwing hate towards the folks that make the decision about if you be on TV or not. And obviously, it seemed like that never happened again for him, or at least we didn't hear about it no more. And so that was just something I would as a reason to say, should there be a wall up from stopping other cultures from getting into hip hop? Or should there be like this still no problem inclusive reality where if you're an artist and you want to be a musician, you automatically in. You do your thing and then people are going to accept you and rock with you because we all just creating. It's a creating thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like nobody got a wall up saying you can't be a part of it, you shouldn't be a part of it. If you just create, then that automatically puts you in. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have a wall up with other cultures, and we never have. And black people just don't kick it like that. So that's why when I heard that history and a guy's YouTube channel, and like, why would they treat that brother like that if he was a person doing it like that? And obviously, it's the '60s. It was a different climate, a different time frame, a different everything. But the question was begged. And so that's what I was just bringing to y'all attention to see what y'all thought about that. And y'all could rock out and let me know. The question is, in hip hop, is hip hop going to last actually if all the cultures are able to get into it? Because you got to think, we got to know. And then and the influence behind what hip hop is. It's a big level of influence. Like, you know, when you're influencing people's kids, you're influencing people's minds. And we know that black people have the biggest influence in hip hop because it's our creation, from the dances to the sounds to the sands to the everything about it. It's been a black thing, and we don't really measure it like that. It's normal for black people. It's not like we look at it and be like, oh man, look what we did, man. We better than everybody, man. Nobody is as good as us. Now, even if we might have felt like that, you would be individualistic, but most black people not gonna feel this hierarchy, which we could and should, you know, because sometimes when you don't have that mindset, people try to take stuff from you or discourage you or discredit you. For instance, you will see the people running around talking about black folks did not create the pyramids when they're literally standing in Africa. So it's like, okay, so who created them? And in order not to say black people created them, they'll say Martians created them. Some of weird shit like that. It's like, how the hell can Martians create this? And they never created nothing. And so the theory of a human is, no, they created this and then they left. They created this and then they're going to pick these up in 3,000 more years in the future. Instead of just being like, oh, wow, we found this in an African location. Africans probably made this. So that's why you have to be vigilant about speaking up about your culture and your race and who you are, because a lot of times people need to know. And history is made by the people who survive and tell the history. If you don't tell the history, then that history can't survive. It's just going to go away because the nature of humans, people will talk about it, the story will change, the narratives will switch, and then that'll stop being something that has relevance. And hip hop has been such a strong thing in our culture, black people, that its relevance hasn't faded in over 30 years. I remember being a young man loving hip hop to the highest extent. Now here I am making it at 50. And I feel dope as hell too, because I feel like all life of hearing music, my music today is gonna sound even better because all my life of listening to rap. I listened to only rap for fucking decades. Never really cared about it. But then when I started listening, I did listen to the music when you're very young. But when I was a little older and you can control the radio yourself, it was like, damn, I'm listening to what I like, and it was that. And everybody just kept supplying hip hop for over decades, so it never a run out. For instance, they would always seem like hip hop is gonna end. Like, hey, that stuff not gonna last. That stuff not gonna last. And we was growing up like, if you don't shut the F up, get out of here. Hip hop ain't gonna last. You sound dumb. Do you listen to this shit? This shit cold as hell. How the fuck hip hop ain't gonna last? You're an idiot. Shut up. And nobody could even tell us that. It was like comedy when they would talk like that. Like, hip hop ain't gonna be around. Yeah, whatever. Not only has hip hop been around for another 40 years since I was hearing that, it's been around for another 40 years on top of them saying that. So, and it's $1 billion industry today. So it's like, who knew what the hell they was talking about? One for a fact, none of them. None of those people knew what the hell they was talking about. But yeah, man, so we love hip hop. It's always been around. It's always been in our life. No end in sight. So is the black folks the creator of hip hop? You damn right. How did I get it? Black people. How did I hear it? Black people. How did I like it? Come to love it? Black people. And if it was another culture that was in control of it, I don't think black people would have stayed around it, because how heavy our influence is in the world. We wouldn't have cared about nobody else songs or whatever they did. Like, you could think about metal and all those things that's out today. You don't see a lot of black people trying to make that. It's some do it. It's some that probably do, but it's not a lot. It's not like this plethora of black people that's running around like, I make rock, I make this. They do that. You got some, you know what I'm saying? There's probably some, and I'm not dissing them either. I ain't saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that it's not an overload of black people making songs. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, y'all can get at me. Let me know the influence of Latinos in the hip hop industry. What did they do? What you think they did? Have you heard that story about that baton guy? Look them up. See what I'm talking about. See those stories. And let me know what y'all think, man. Peace.